see what happens with that. So this is a reading for Sagittarius. It is a timeless reading. It is a general reading. So that means that for those of you with Sagittarius in your sun, moon, rising, or Venus, you can look at this reading at any time. It will be what you need at the time. So what I'm going to do is a Celtic cross layout, and I'm going to cut the cards. And I'm going to do a lay down layout because I've been having issues with these cards being a little bit over frisky tonight. The heart of the matter is the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles talks about a state of despair, of possibly depression, and this is a very good representation of this image for you. There is a woman in a room, and there is a door with a key that is leaning up against the door. However, the woman is looking as though she is in utter despair, and this is a card that talks to me of a shift of perspective, because what you see and what you need are two different things. You do not see that you already have what you need, which is the key to open this door. So this is a situation that someone, perhaps you, is feeling they're powerless about, but they need to know right now that they do have this power. What is crossing the Five of Pentacles? The Knight of Cups. Well, the Knight of Cups is really a messenger of a loving messenger. In this case, I think that that person might be coming towards you with messages of love. This can be a person around you, or this can be energy that is surrounding you. So we'll get into that a little bit more as we go through. And next, what is beneath this situation? And that is the Two of Cups. And this is as it looks. It is love. It can be love between people. It can be emotional love between people. It can be friendships. It can be romantic relationships. But generally, it's a good card. It's a card of love. So we see already we were starting out with some positive energy here. If this Knight of Cups is seen as opposition, this is a person who is really caring about the individual who is struggling right now. It's not really an opposition, but if we look at the reverse of it, the reverse meaning often can give us a clue if this happens to be a good or a shadow energy. Sometimes, it could be missing the signs. Again, there is a solution right there. So this could talk about that a little bit. This can be negative emotions blocking your progress or disappointment as well in its shadow form. But in its positive sense, it is a passionate soul. It can also be wearing your heart on your sleeve, perhaps being a little bit over emotional at times, but being in love with the idea of love. In the positive sense, this is a person in touch with their emotions, and in the negative sense, it is a bit of the reverse, and it can be sulkiness or moodiness, negative emotions. So if negative emotions are blocking your progress currently, that's really what this is talking about. So that puts this in the light of you have a way to get out of where you are, but your emotions may be standing in your way. So that could be the opposition there. Now the Two of Cups at the base, it can be friendships, it's kindred spirits, and it's a card of connection and love. It can be, again, romantic love. You like to connect with people, and you thrive in situations where you can connect with people. I think that's what the case is here. So the next card is in the recent past. Let's see what happened in the recent past. You have strength. Strength in the past is, well, as it seems, it's kind of a gentle mastery of things, because you have a calm sort of individual here that's embodying the lion at the same time, and the lamb, and there's a gentleness and compassion. This is someone who is compassionate and strong and uses their force for good. So this is a nice card to see here. And crowning the situation, sometimes the goal. So again, to the card above is the Four of Pentacles. And this can be a person that holds on too tight to their money or their resources. And it really is in its positive sense, is talking about savings, success, and stability, accepting your worth, and feelings of gratitude. And it could also sometimes be seen as a person who's holding on and hoarding, or being a bit greedy. In the near future, we have the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is a card that talks about stability as well. So we've got several types of stability. We've got strength and stability here. So you have a good deal of support. This situation here, it seems like these are reassuring cards to see when you have a situation that you're feeling like you don't have a way out of something. So the Four of Wands, it can be a gathering of kindred spirits. This is the time of year that this is being read is towards the holidays. It doesn't have to be for the holidays, but it is possible that this is talking about the situation that happens around this time of holidays. And some of the negative sides of these things can be that there's a lot of drama that happens when people get together. That's not really what I get from this, though. It's a connectedness with others that is really a positive thing. And one of the other things about it is the Four of Wands often, to me, talks about having, or maybe having the need to have boundaries. The Four Wands are the tent posts of this small, it looks like a yurt maybe, but it's a tent of sorts. And the people who are around it are your kindred spirits. But sometimes the wands are like the boundaries that you set between you and others. And so not really sure what is happening that is causing this Five of Pentacles moment for you, but we're going to get to it. We're going to get to the bottom of it here, I'm pretty sure. So your energy at the moment is the World. Well, this is very good indeed, because the World means that you have started a new cycle. You have ended one cycle, you're into another cycle. So this may be causing you some concern. You may have experienced some sort of loss as cycles move. You're at a stage of completion, and you have happiness here. There's a possibility that you may be traveling, and sometimes this is literal travel. There is a sense that you have actually maybe even ascended to a different level. That is very possible. So let's look at the environment around you. The environment is the Ten of Wands. So there are undertones of something that happened. There are undertones of a tower moment of some sort in your past, in your recent past. Because there is a Ten of Wands energy here that tells me that, when I look at this, I see this as you you've done a bunch of work, you're very tired, you have a lot of baggage that you're carrying with you. But this card, I think, really has a positive feel based on what the person is doing. They are taking with them what they've learned, rather than carrying with them a burden of 10 heavy wands. And they're moving forward. They're going out. They're moving this way. This energy is going into the future. So I think this is positive. And let's look at the card for your hopes and fears. You are looking for justice. This is a hope. And this is another thing that there could be something in your life that has felt unjust. And this is one of the things you're really hoping for. And justice, in the tarot, the Justice card really talks about balance and karma and fairness and accountability and perspective. If you are feeling like someone has wronged you, it could be that someone has come to you and apologized. This is entirely possible here. It could feel there still you are hoping for justice here. So something is not right that's under the surface here that's causing this. But it really, we have these two major arcana and this major arcana. So this is kind of a major shift in your life. So it's not just a day-to-day thing that's going on here. And so that's why I'm saying that I'm kind of feeling the tower behind this, because this is the kind of thing that something happened, you feel badly about it, you're tired, you're walking away from it, you're moving out of the energy of I've done all this and what good has it done me, is kind of what that sometimes feels like. Let's look at the outcome. So the outcome, now that is interesting. I think that you are going to be going inside yourself and looking at what is taking place to try to get through this moment where you're not feeling it. You're just not feeling like you know what to do. And and the Hermit could also be a person who can help you. This can be either contact with an individual who is wise and has insights that they can give you that can help you here, or it can also be going into your into kind of like the Hanged Man, taking some time out and working on things. And the energy underneath here definitely supports that what the Hermit card, because the energy underlying this is the Moon. So I think this has its basis in emotions. And so the Knight of Cups and the Two of Cups here, there's some deep emotions. So maybe something that happened recently. And this card has come a lot in the readings that I've done recently, and it is a card underlying the energy that is the Five of Wands. And it is talking about a situation where there is striving and there is creative, passionate work going on, but the people in this card are not working together. They are working towards their own goals. That looks like they're competing. And this could be a situation where you've felt kind of dragged down. And then we also have, I really do think that the underlying energy is showing me what has happened. You've been in a situation where there's just too much of this going on. The High Priestess card here tells me that yes, you have been going inside. You have gone and looked at what is going on in your heart, in your emotions, and I think you've come to here is the rebirth. And here's one of the things that has happened as you've gone deep into what is going on. There's so much going on. There's so much strife and there's so much confusion. But what you have ended up doing is you've ended up in the Judgment situation, which is, it really is rebirth. And that's why we have the World here. So all of this is going on, and even the bottom of this, we have the Eight of Cups and the Hanged Man as well. And these are two cards that you already have been sort of in a hermit moment, because you are sitting in this space here, and you could well be contemplating and thinking, you know, I don't see my way out. I don't know what to do. So you've been thinking about it. That energy of the Hanged Man tells me that you have been doing this somewhat already, and it's likely that you're going to be doing that again. And here is a couple of other things that there could be underlying this. There actually could be some things about potentially toxic behavior or addictive behavior, and then the emotional tendency to just walk away from things. You probably will know what this is talking about. If this could be a Capricorn in your life, or it could be toxic or addiction, addictive behavior, or and something that really made you feel badly enough to say, I'm done with this, I'm walking away from it. So let's look at a little bit more. Let's see a little bit more about what the Five of Pentacles and Knight of Cups are about. So what is the Knight of Cups and Five of Pentacles, please? So this, it's connected to this Five of Wands energy, that this is possibly a desire to have a collaboration with people, and that collaboration does not appear to have been working. So I'm thinking that someone may have come to you and perhaps apologized or tried to apologize to you, and I think that might have been perhaps not accepted well. I think you might have turned that down. So the other card that I was really curious about was why you're in the Ten of Wands, and I'm thinking it has something to do with the situation here, but what is the Ten of Wands? What is the Ten of Wands for Sagittarius, please? What is the Ten of Wands for Sagittarius? It's the Knight of Wands. So, and there's another card that's come out here, and the Queen of Swords. This feels like people to me. The Queen of Swords is going to be someone who can be sharp as far as their communication is concerned. And they could seem cold, and something that has been said to you might have cut you in a way related to this work situation. And the Knight of Wands could be another person, and it could be your energy as well. So it could be that things felt out of control here. So I'm not real sure exactly why, but for some reason or other, these came out related to the Ten of Wands. Yeah, the Knight of Wands can be a bit reckless. There could have been an argument between you and a person, and there could have been some very harsh words there. And that's why I'm thinking that this might have been an apology. So, but I would say that, let's see what justice is. Maybe someone really hurt you. Maybe someone hurt you to the point that there's a divorce or some sort of lawsuit or something. So anyway, what is justice here? What is justice? What is justice, please? Justice is talking about, you are sad. Some things got spilled. That you are sad about the situation, and you're wanting some kind of justice. Now, is that let's pull another card. What is Justice and the Five of Cups, please? And there's two cards, the Wheel and the Nine of Cups. So, it was something you were initially very happy about, but something happened. It could have just been chance. It could have been, in this case, I'm thinking, I'm really getting that it was one of those arguments that brought things, you thought that things were a certain way, but there was an argument that occurred, and what ended up happening was the situation got a little bit out of hand, and there was some hurt, and this is probably again why you were happy and you were very disappointed, and then it just changed your perspective completely. So this can be a teaching moment, if it was something you said or something you did or something someone else did. It is entirely possible that that's, you know, the thing here. And now you feel like it's, you know, it's all been a waste. The thing about this, though, is that you do have a card where we can see that there is a pool here that this fourth cup is kind of emptying itself into right now. These other cups have spilled already, but the individual in the card is in the process of noticing that that is not actually, you know, this loss is not a need for despair. And so, although they don't see the cup behind them yet, they do see that they can use this energy. All is not lost here. So I think that is something that you can that you can use, and also that perhaps the idea here is that perhaps this justice is something that you could be feeling a bit vindictive. I'm not really sure. I mean, you or someone else could be wanting justice for something here. So I'm going to leave that and then see if I can get a little bit more. Yeah, what is it that has? So what is the Nine of Cups? Because I'm confused by that. What is the Nine of Cups, please? Oh, the Nine of Cups, the Four of Swords. Tell me more, please. Okay, the Knight of Swords. So I think that someone came with you and tried to rush you into something, and you were not having it. You were in a state of rest. You were feeling hurt, and you were not wanting to engage with them. I think that might be what this is about. Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups may talk about the justice. This could be related to some kind of settlement. That is kind of what I'm getting here. You know, that you were disappointed, but then there might have been a settlement. I will leave that for you there. I will say, it's a bit of a confusing reading, so I'm going to call a couple of more cards here. Give us some advice for Sagittarius. Some advice for Sagittarius, please. Okay, well, here's Sagittarius. And here's the Emperor. So, finding balance here is going to be really important for you. And at the bottom of this, there is a Three of Swords. So there has been some kind of heartbreak here. Some kind of disappointment that you are trying to work through. It looks to me like you are going to be okay, because you're going to find yourself in a space, possibly taking some time out to think about what's going on and pulling things back together. But you are in a new phase, and you may be moving on. But this heartbreak here is not a world-ending heartbreak, but you are definitely, the advice is to be true to yourself, and you also can harness the energy, the fire energy that's in the sign. And it looks to me like it's complicated, but you're going to be okay. And I'll leave it there.